Hi guys, welcome to Agla Sem. So TIS NET एग्ज़ाम इज़ ओवर. आज टाटा इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सोशल साइंसेस ने अपना TIS NET का एग्ज़ाम कंक्लूड कर दिया है. So the exam was held from 2 p.m. to 3:40 p.m. It was a 1 hour 40 minutes test. तो इसका अभी हम जो है क्वेश्चंस, आंसर्स एंड एनालिसिस, एक्सपेक्टेड कट ऑफ एंड पास्ट ईयर कट ऑफ, ये 5 चीज़ें आज डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. So this is important for everybody who has taken part in the exam, and also if you are an MBA aspirant who is going to take, appear in the exam next time, then also you can go through it to understand, what to expect and what not to expect. So first of all, I'll quickly go through the questions and answers. If you're looking for TISNET 2021 answer key, then this particular segment is for you. So in the paper, there were 3 sections. One was on English, the other was on general awareness, and the third one was on mathematics and logical reasoning. So now this paper was computer based test, so you don't have a hard copy of the question paper with you, but thankfully a lot of candidates have shared questions with us, and on the basis of that I'm providing the answer key here. After this video, if you can, please do comment below some questions that you remember so that I can add them in the answer key, and any question that are not in this particular video you will find in the article because they'll be updated even after the video. All right. So the first question that the candidates shared with us was, in which layer of atmosphere do greenhouse gases prevent release of heat? So the answer of this is troposphere. The second question that was shared with us was, who won the Nobel Prize in Peace 2020? So in the year 2020, the one who won the Nobel Peace Prize was World Food Programme. Another question that we got was, a factory produces a product in 2 parts. In part 1, 9 out of 100 parts are defective, and in part 2, 5 out of 100 are defective. What is the chance that the final product is not defective? Now, I have not provided the answer to this here. You can comment your answer below, and very soon on this page we are going to update the answer to this because we are yet to publish the answers for the mathematics part. So there was another question on mathematics that I've mentioned here, which is on logarithms. I hope you found it easy, but a lot of candidates have said that they found mathematics question in extremes. One of the questions that was asked was, who is the author of A Promised Land? Now the answer to that is Barack Obama, who is the last times US president. Another question was on which Indian COVID-19 vaccine uses a dead virus. So the answer to that is Covaxin. If you remember, in the past few months, obviously COVID-19 vaccines have been a hot topic of discussion, and a lot of newspapers are writing a lot about them. But there was a very good article I remember in the Indian Express which had explained how the Covaxin vaccine is working, and how they had developed this vaccine on the basis of a dead virus, and therefore so it explains why you should not be scared of using the Covaxin, because it is not actually injecting a virus in you, it is putting in a dead virus. So I remember that article, and if you are an avid reader of newspaper, I think the GA section would have been easy for you. Another question was, who is the Speaker of Lok Sabha? Answer to that is Om Birla. Another one is, which wrestler was the winner of Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna 2020? The answer to that was Vinesh Fogart. So if you have been following the sports section of the newspapers, again this would have been easy because this did make a few headlines. One of the questions was, what is the location of World War II in Nagaland? And the answer to that is Kohima. So right now I've discussed about 15-20 questions here. I will be updating more questions in this article, of which I'm giving the link in description below. Just after the exam, only a few questions have been shared with us. So for them, we have given the answers. And if you want, I'll come back with another video on this with the updated list of questions answers. But until now, I only have these questions with me. So I thought I should share the answers with you guys. So next, quickly, let's go over to the analysis of the question paper and the exam. So when we talk about today's exams analysis, I have asked the candidates who have actually taken the exam, and I have also gone through the analysis that the other coaching centers are publishing. Now I'll tell you, there are a certain differences between what the candidates are saying and what the coaching centers are saying. Now see, for MBA there are different coaching centers, and the coaching centers who had taught those portions of GA from which the questions were asked in the paper today are saying that the paper was easy. But there are some coaching centers who focused a lot on such sections of general awareness which were not asked in today's TISNET paper, and they are saying the paper was difficult. So if you look at the different analysis videos on YouTube, or if you read different analysis articles online, you will find that some say that the paper was difficult, some say it was easy. But more or less everyone agrees that the make or break section is going to be the general awareness part. So I'll quickly give you a summary of what I felt can be concluded from the candidates' inputs as well as the paper itself and based on the coaching centers. But I'll tell you another thing is that an analysis of the paper is a sum of different things. An honest analysis usually compares this year's paper with the past year paper. So if you only talk about how difficult was this year's paper compared to the past year paper, I would say it was almost of the same difficulty level. So if you had gone through any of the past year papers or any of the books that contained sample papers and past year papers of TestNet, you would have been expecting this difficulty level. So that is the crux. Now let us go into an in-depth analysis of the review. So a quick highlight would be that of the questions asked, 60 questions were easy to moderate. GA would be the make or break section. Expected cutoff would vary between 68 to 72. Now a lot of you might disagree with me here, but again I'll explain to you how we have come to this number. GA section broadly was easy. A decent attempt would be 18 questions. I'm not saying good attempt, I'm saying decent attempts. English proficiency section had two paras. One was on OTT, other was on coffee houses and its impact and how it has created a revolution in the world. The OTT para was easier, and the one on the coffee houses had more of inference based question, and therefore it can be said that it was more difficult. And the third section, which was mathematical skills and logical reasoning, in this now there were absolutely two extremes of question. Some questions were could be solved just by looking at them, it would take you only 10 to 15 seconds to solve them, but some of the questions required you to sit down and solve them, but more or less none of them were really difficult. Now if we talk about the good attempts, if you have attempted the following number of questions correctly. Now I say correctly because see in TISNET there was no negative marking, so I'm sure almost all of you have attempted all the questions. Like when I say attempt, you have marked some answer or the other in all the questions. So when we talk about good attempts, I mean the number of questions you think you have answered correctly. English proficiency, the number of good attempts would be 22. Mathematical skills and logical reasoning, again the good attempts would be 22. General awareness, the number of good attempts would be 25. Right? So this is the number of good attempts that we are talking about. Now when we talk about the expected cutoff of TISNET, like I said, there are so candidates are saying that the paper was almost as easy as last time. But the coaching centers, some of them are saying that the paper was a little different from what TISNET usually is. And therefore, a lot are predicting that the cutoff would slightly go down. And this year it could be between 68 to 72. Now 72 would be an upper estimate of the cutoff and 68 is a lower estimate of the cutoff. Honestly, I feel that yes, this prediction is pretty much correct, because especially looking at this year's scenario, I'm not sure whether the number of TISNET candidates have gone down by a little or not, but the paper had certain GA questions which candidates said they were not expecting, like they were really oldish GK questions. And the as far as the English is concerned, because of that coffee house para, maybe the overall cutoff could go down a little. But then again, most MBA entrance exams are highly unpredictable when it comes to cutoffs, because you don't know how the top 1 percentile candidates are performing, and that is what really changes the whole graph for determining the cutoffs. Now the one thing that you should note is that there is a separate sectional cutoff in the GA section, right? So you should calculate your score separately for the GA section also. If you do not clear the sectional cutoff in the GA section, the general awareness section, then your overall paper won't be evaluated. If you are a general candidate, or if you are a EWS candidate or a KM or AF candidate, then you should have at least 14 marks in the GA paper. If you're an OBC or PWD candidate, then you should have at least 12 marks in the GA section. There is no sectional cutoff in GA for SC and ST candidates. So please do take care that when you are analyzing your scores, see whether your GA section at least crosses the sectional cutoff. A little trivia is that last year after the exam, experts had predicted that the cutoff will be around 73 to 76, and they were right about it. And when we are saying this cutoff, we are saying this only for the MA, HRM, and ODCL courses. If we look into the subject-wise, section-wise analysis, then it is like this. In the general awareness section, there were around 25 to 27 questions on static GK, and from the current affairs, there were 13 to 15 questions. So the static GK is something which you could have easily done with books like Manorama. And for the current affairs, if you had been reading the newspaper, even the big news, I mean, the ones that make the headlines in the print newspaper, then you could have gone through the current affairs. But yes, some candidates are saying that just not the past 1 year, a few questions were from before that also. So you basically need to have a newspaper reading habit if you want to crack an MBA entrance exam. When we talk about the English proficiency section, like I said before, OTT para was easier and the coffee shops one was more difficult. Other than that, you could see that the breakup of questions was like this. The error spotting and correct spelling, there were 5 questions on that. Synonyms, antonyms had 4 questions. Fill in the blanks had 7. Jumbled sentences, there were 2. Verbal reasoning had 2 questions. When we come to the mathematical and logical reasoning part, there were about 14 questions from arithmetic, which were very simple and, at a glance answerable type. Geometry and mensuration had 3, probability had 2, number systems and statistics had 2, and from the other miscellaneous sections, there were the other questions. Now that you are done with the answer key and the cutoff, I'd like to explain to you the selection process, because this time the selection process is different from last time. Yes, that is very true that this time the selection process is different from last time. In fact, one of the biggest things that candidates had been asking before the exam was that when will the TIS MAT and PAT be? Because if you remember, last time the TIS MAT exam was on the same day as the TISNET, just after the TISNET exam. But this time when you went to the center, you have only given the TISNET exam and the MAT and PAT would be later. So right now you have given the first round, that is the TISNET exam, which had 100 questions of 100 marks, and on the basis of this you will be called for the next round. Now, until last year, all the candidates who were not for the HRM and ODCL courses did not have any round 2 besides the PI, but this time you have something called the PAT. Now, what is the PAT? PAT would be a program aptitude test. This would be applicable to all of you candidates except HRM and ODCL, who will have MAT, and I'll come to MAT after this. So PAT would be basically a subject specific test which will be of 45 minutes for every course. So if you have taken only one course, you will have to sit for a test of 45 minutes. If you have taken 2 courses, then you'll have to sit for 90 minutes test. If you have taken 3 courses, then more 45 minutes, and so on and so forth. When we talk about MAT, MAT would be applicable only for the candidates who have opted for HRM, LR and ODCL courses. Now this would again be a 45 minutes 50 marks test. I believe there is already a lot of study material available online on the MAT, that is the Management Aptitude Test. You have to be really prepared for it because HRM, LR and ODCL are the most sought after courses in TIS. Therefore, the competition to get a seat in that is the highest. And after your PAT MAT are over would be the online personal interview. Now, earlier this was the personal interview, now this is the online personal interview, because now supposedly the PI would be over, something like a Zoom call, or maybe some other platform for a video call, because of the social distancing and all that. So they don't want you to come to a center, so probably you will be told how to attend the online interview, but be prepared for it. There are a lot of good YouTube videos in which candidates who have cleared the TIS PI have said, what was their strategy. But more or less, the strategy is that you should be honest in an interview and you should be prepared. You should have a knowledge of what is going around in the world. You should be passionate about something. So these are certain small things which usually help you crack any PI. And especially when it comes to TIS, you should know why you want to join TIS. That is a very big factor of why you want to do that particular course, right? So that is what I would suggest you to be prepared for your OPI. Other than that, obviously your presentation skills and your communication skills would also play a very important role. Now the next thing that I'll tell you is, so I'll increase the screen size here because the table is not coming right. Until a few years ago, TISNET, the exam that you took today, was only an eligibility determining test, like its marks were not included for the final merit list. But now the marks of TISNET would be included in the final merit list. So 30% of the weightage of the total score would be on your TISNET marks for any of the courses that you're appearing, right? For the HRM ODCL candidates, 40% weightage would be given to the to the MAT marks, and the other candidates, you will get 40% weightage to the PAT. So candidates who are appearing for any course, your second round, that is the MAT or PAT, would contribute to 40% of the weightage. And the rest 30% of the weightage would be on the OPI, that is the online personal interview. So 30, 40, 30 would be the split for your final score. So I hope this video helped you. This was a very quick video on today's TISNET paper about the questions and answers, the cutoffs, the expected cutoffs, and what next. I would request you to please comment any of the questions that you remember in the comment section below so that we can add on to the answer key. If you want, we can bring more videos on the final answer key, but otherwise you will get all the updated questions answer in the answer key link that I have given in the description below. Please note that this will probably not release any official answer key directly. The results would be announced. As of now, there is no official data on when the result would be out or when the MAT PAT would be held. So start preparing for your MAT and PAT, because suddenly one day you will get up and see that the TISNET result is out and you have been called for the MAT PAT. So guys, best of luck for your next rounds, and I hope you had a good paper today. Also do comment below what are the other MBA entrance exams that you're preparing for and what is your ultimate goal in your career. We'll be happy to help you out with more videos on MBA. Thank you, and please do like, share, comment and subscribe. Bye.